Hey folks, Eric here on Wednesday, September 1st. That's right, it's comic book day. I'm back on schedule. So let's see what was on my pull list. Let's see. We'll start with Dark Ages #1 from Marvel. And this is Tom Taylor and Ivan Coelho. Do not know how to pronounce people's names. This is a mini-series. I guess it's an event, but I don't think there's a bunch of one-shots that go with it. There might be. I never order those, but we'll get to something related to that shortly. But this is apparently all the heroes lose some big battle. The world is plunged into darkness, and they have to figure out how to set things right. We'll see. It's like 6 issues. Something like that. Next up, we have Demon Days Cursed Web #1 from Marvel. Written and illustrated by Peach Momoko, who is just a fantastic artist. This is the 3rd in the series. Each one focuses on different characters. I don't know if they're all going to tie together. They must, because the last one said to be continued or something. I don't know. But they're just beautiful. Let's see. Let's find just beautiful, beautiful artwork. And it's the Marvel characters in feudal Japan, ancient Japan. They've been fantastic. Let's see. Parasomnia #3 from Dark Horse. This is written by Cullen Bunn with art by somebody. Andrea Muti. Again, horrible with names. Love these covers. This has been a good series so far. Stuff going on in the real world and stuff going on in a dream fantasy type world. Not everything's been explained yet, but it's been pretty cool. Basilisk #4. This is from Boom Studios. Another one written by Cullen Bunn. Jonas Scharf is the artist, it looks like. A lot of fun this series. Well, maybe fun isn't the right word. But it's been really good. Definitely horror. Difficult to explain. So there's just this group of people that came from somewhere that all have different powers, and they're crazy murderer people. One of them got away from them, is not a crazy murderer person, and is teamed up with a normal person who wants revenge against the crazy murderer people. I don't know what the hell, but it's good stuff. It's Cullen Bunn. It's good. Telepaths #1 from AWA Upshot. This is written by J. Michael Straczynski. Ooh, Steve Epting art, it looks like. I feel like I've seen... Yeah, Brian Reber. I don't know if that's the inker. Colorist. His name is on the Dark Ages as well. I didn't pay attention to the cover. This wasn't necessarily the cover I wanted. But anyway, J. Michael Straczynski. Love that guy's stuff. He's the creator of Babylon 5, which was a show I absolutely loved. He's done Twilight Zone stuff. His novels are good. His short stories. He is known for writing what some people consider the worst Spider-Man story ever told, but that was dictated by the higher-ups. But I don't know. I have no idea if this... He's got this whole thing going on with AWA Upshot. A resistance thing. I don't know, this sort of world-building thing. I don't know if this ties into that. If there's any connection to Babylon 5, because there were telepaths in Babylon 5. Maybe it's just something he likes to do. Either way, it's J. Michael Straczynski. A new series by him. Mini-series, anyway. So I grabbed that. Another Cullen Bunn. Phantom on the Scan from Aftershock. This is number 5, which, let's see if I can do this without. Yep, looks like it's the last issue. I didn't look at anything but the bottom corner and it said end. So this has been a really great series. People with powers, possibly from government experimentation or pharmaceutical experimentation, they're dying. So a bunch of them get together to figure out what the hell's going on. It's been really, really good. Another one from Cullen Bunn. Must be Cullen Bunn week. Lucky Devil number 2. This one's from Dark Horse. And it's about a guy who was possessed by a demon. He was exorcised, but it wasn't done correctly, so he still has the demon's powers. Something like that. First issue was great. I'm going to say it. I think this is the first time I've said it this video. I'm looking forward to reading this. Then we have Howard Chaikin, Hey Kids Comics, issue 5. I think this is 6 issues. And this is volume 2, Profits and Loss. And it's a look at the world of comics through the ages-ish, or the comics business, I should say. It's a wild, wild story. But it's not superheroes or anything. It's artists, writers, editors, publishers in the comics industry. I do not know how historically accurate it is, how many liberties Mr. Chaikin may be taking, but it's pretty wild. It's got cool stuff on the back covers. And I think this is just a 6-issue series, but I'm not 100% sure. And then finally, I'm going to show you 2 things here really quickly from Marvel. Heroes Reborn, America's Mightiest Heroes, Companion, Volume 1. And Heroes Reborn, America's Mightiest Heroes, Companion, Volume 2. So there you go. I hit the table my computer's on. 2 volumes. So, I mentioned earlier with Dark Ages that I didn't know if there were any of these one-shots. A lot of these big events that Marvel does, they'll have the main mini-series and then a ton of one-shots or even 2 or 3 issue minis that go with it that tell the side stories and do this and that. So, Heroes Reborn from earlier this year was the event. They had the mini-series, which was 6 issues, and then Heroes Return was the 7th part of the story that finished it off. It was an alternate world kind of story where somebody changed the world so that Phil Coulson was president, Squadron Supreme were the super team, Peter Parker was just a photographer, a bunch of characters were amalgamated, like the Red Skull and Venom, so I think he was Black Skull, and Captain America had never been found. Blade was the only person that realized, at the beginning anyway, that something was wrong. It was great. I loved it. But there were a bunch of one-shots that were like issues of these alternate comic books. So you have, let's see. So this one, Volume 1, contains... They all start with Heroes Reborn, so I'm not going to say that every time, but it has Hyperion and the Imperial Guard, Peter Parker, the Amazing Shutterbug, Magneto and the Mutant Force, Young Squadron, and Siege Society. So those are the comic books that are, I mean, I don't know why I'm doing air quotes, but those are the comics that are in here. So they're like the comics we would have had if this were the actual universe. Volume 2 has, again, they all start with Heroes Reborn, Squadron Savage, Marvel Double Action, American Knights with a K, Night Gwen, and Weapon X and Final Flight. Now, one of these in particular has a great retro cover. If I can find it, maybe. Oh yeah, I think it's this one. Yeah, you get to look, and the artwork itself looks like 70s type of, but there's the cover for one of them. I mean, technically you can see the fingers, so it's somebody holding an old comic, but I love it. So I got these two because, as I said, I don't generally buy the one-shots or the little mini-series that go with the event series, but when it's something like this, I will pick up the trades. So there you have it. That's what I got this week. Nothing special. Nothing that I claimed during their live videos. Didn't buy any other little things. That's just the stuff that came in this week that was on my pull list. I do have a question for this video, which is, do you like alternate versions of characters? I'm a fan. I love that kind of stuff. That's why I was a huge fan of What If from Marvel. The original run was fantastic. Most of the time. I generally like the Elseworlds stuff from DC. And then you have random things like Spider-Man Noir. They wasn't a what if or anything. It was just a mini-series they did, and of course it's incorporated because of the multiverse and all that. Even Marvel Apes. I enjoyed the Marvel Apes stuff. But, or when DC and Marvel had their crossover and did Amalgam, and you had Dark Claw, which was an amalgamation of Batman and Wolverine. Or, of course, the greatest one ever, Lobo the Duck. Excuse me. So I love alternative versions of characters. I have a couple of books that are anthologies called Baker Street Irregulars and then Baker Street Irregulars : something, I can't remember. But it's a bunch of short stories that are alternate versions of Sherlock Holmes. I haven't read either one of those yet, either one of those books. But again, I'm excited by that sort of thing. So, how do you feel about that? Do you want your characters pure? Do you like to see different versions of them? That's the great thing about the whole multiverse in comic books is you can have good versions, bad versions, weird versions. Spider-Ham is a crazy version of Spider-Man. That's the question. That's it. I'm getting a little rambly because I love talking about this stuff. All right, so leave your answers in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please leave those also in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is @Ronin5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is EricSmith5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH5757. That's all I've got for you. So until next time, read more books.